We humans like to think that we are making progress. But what if we are progressing toward the cliff? You see, we are certainly making a lot of progress when it comes to technological and scientific advancement. We have fast cars and airplanes that allow us to travel to pretty much every corner of the world. We have phones and computers that allow us to instantly communicate with other humans. We have big and tall buildings that can accommodate so many people. We have factory farms that can produce so much food. We have so many things that would look like miracles to our ancestors. And yet, it could be argued that we are not living better than people used to, centuries or even thousands of years before us. You see, although we have made progress in so many things that we can measure, we have done that at the expense of things that we cannot measure or which are very difficult to measure, such as happiness and connection and intimacy and authentic communication and meaning and purpose and fulfillment. Yes, we have phones and computers that allow us to instantly communicate with people from all around the world. But most of us don't have real, intimate, in-person relationships. Yes, we can commute faster to our workplace, but we are filled with stress due to the pressure to do work that is not meaningful to us. Yes, we have built big houses, tall buildings, yet those buildings are hiding from us the sky. Those buildings and our streets and our highways have destroyed so much of the land. Yes, we can produce so much food with factory farms. But what about the animals that we exploit and abuse and torture and in the end mutilate in order for that food to be produced? What about the old growth forests that we cut down in order to cultivate crops to feed the cattle that we artificially breed into existence? What are we sacrificing in the name of so-called progress? And so because we are missing from our lives all those things that we cannot really measure or is too hard to measure, we feel a hole in our soul. We feel that something is lacking and we have this psychological or even spiritual thirst to satisfy it. But statistics tells us otherwise. It tells us everything is fine. Look at the progress that we're making. Look at the miracles of science and technology. What is wrong with you? Be more grateful. And so many of us try to satisfy those needs by resorting to shopping or taking drugs or distracting ourselves with so-called entertainment. But none of those things can bring us what we truly need. Yes, they can provide us with a temporary sense of fulfillment, but it is so fleeting and so shallow, so superficial that it always lets us down. It disappoints us. And then we return back to ourselves and we experience once again that hole in our soul. But consumerism is great for business. It is great for the economy. The more we buy stuff, the more money flows in the economy, the more people remain employed. That's why you hear politicians talking highly of consumerism and economic growth. But that economic growth and that consumerism not only has us chasing things that do not bring us any joy, but they destroy our planet. Because consumerism and economic growth require the constant over-extraction of Earth's resources. But our planet is finite. We cannot keep on over-extracting resources without causing serious damage to it. So we have been gifted with this beautiful world and we are destroying it in the name of so-called progress. And then we say that humans are inherently bad and evil and selfish and greedy, not realizing that they are like this because they are chasing the wrong things. And they do that because they deep down suffer. But that suffering will never end unless we shatter the myth of progress that we believe in. Yes, technology is great, science is great, but how are we using it and for what purpose? Unless we find a way to satisfy our true needs, we will be using technology for the wrong reasons. And while technology will be providing us with some miracles and comfort, at the same time, it will be doing that at the expense of our well-being, at the expense of Earth's well-being.